Hello everybody, my name is Mark and welcome back to the channel. And today I'm really excited to announce my participation in a Pokemon competitive league via Pokemon Showdown. The league I have joined is called the CNL, which is Creative Pokemon League, which I absolutely love. It shows how not serious it is, even though it's a competitive format. So if you guys have been sticking around with the channel, you do know that I was part of the UPA, which me and my buddy Carlos has created, and I'm proud to announce that the FAIRFIELD FERROTHORNS is now in the CNL for Season 6, I believe, of their team. I submitted an application and I was approved. One of 14 people in our division. We are the Walking Wake division. It'll be an 8-week schedule, and then if I make the playoffs, it'll continue from there. So here I have a rough team recap. Just to disclose, I am not a competitive battler whatsoever. I've actually haven't done any Pokemon Showdown or any battling for fun, whether it be competitive or just for fun, since Ores and Sun and Moon. So since Gen 6 essentially, as well as Gen 7, it's been about 7 to 8 years, which is pretty insane. Time goes by extremely fast. But just a heads up, so if you are watching this from a competitor standpoint and what I say doesn't make sense and there's better sets, I'll learn as time goes on. If you want to be helpful, please let me know. Just don't belittle me for my lack of knowledge, because I'm already, expressing my ignorance at the beginning. So let me explain how the draft really went. Out of the 14 players, I was the 7th overall pick, and it was a serpentine pick, so 1 through 14, and then 14 through 1, and then 1 through 14. And it is a point draft, which I've never done before, which was really interesting. So essentially, Pokemon, dependent on their strengths and weaknesses, are given a number that you could basically buy them off of. And the total number was 120. So basically, I could purchase as many Pokemon as I want. Well, granted, up to 12, but for a limit of 120 points. I believe the max amount of Pokemon to buy, like the cost, was 19, and then the lowest was 1, but obviously 1 was like Turtwig, Snivy, stuff like that. And then 19 was the insane ones like Iron Valiant. Again, I don't know. I didn't draft a 19.1 because I wanted to save my points for later, and I'll actually go over that right now. So with the 7th overall pick in the 2024 CNL draft, the FAIRFIELD FERROTHORNS has selected Roaring Moon, the Dragon and Dark type Pokemon from the past. What are they called? Prehistoric Pokemon? I forgot what they're called. But this thing did seem pretty impressive to me, just looking through. Again, I didn't really know what I was looking for, but I did see that it has insane attack, pretty good speed. The weakness is Quad Fairy. We'll go over that later. But that's basically why I picked it up. Something that's a dragon type that hits pretty hard is what I was looking for. Again, there might have been better picks. I just wanted something to absolutely hammer opponents. So he gets access to Dragon Claw, or not Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance. I'll have it up here as well, not only will you see the screen, but he gets Dragon Dance, he gets Earthquake knockoff, it's a Stab Dark knockoff, which is really good. And as well as Acrobatics, which will play really well with his ability, which is, let's see, where is it at? There we go. It raises the highest stat in harsh sunlight or holding a booster energy. So basically, once you consume that booster energy, he doesn't have it anymore. Acrobatics will do base 110 attack, including that. You build out the EVs to where their speed is the highest. You get 1.5 speed. You're basically holding a scarf, but could use any mon. But again, that item is consumed, so if I do switch out, I lose that speed. So we're probably going to be using this guy as a late game sweeper. I have ad block. No, thank you. Thank you. Okay. But that's basically the plan for this guy. So I did mention that Fairy is going to be a really big problem for us. So of course I wanted to get either a Steel type or a Poison type. And when I dropped all the way down from 7 down to 14, all the way back to 7, I believe that's about 14, maybe 14 picks away from where I was at. I wanted something fast to defend my quad weak Fairy type Pokemon. So what's a fast Poison or Steel type that was available on the board? It was your boy Gengar. So we drafted Gengar. I'm not sure how amazingly impressive he is, specifically in Scarlet and Violet. But I grabbed Gengar. I know he only has Cursed Body now, which is really unfortunate. But I grabbed Gengar due to his insane special attack as well as his relatively quick speed. During this recap, you're going to see that I have a lot of speed Pokemon to help with those sweeps and help with those initiatives on switch-ins and priority. That's what I really took passion into this. I'm usually a really bulky setup type guy, but a lot of the Pokemon such as FERROTHORN, Dusclops doesn't get Psychic anymore, or Toxic I should say. Rotom doesn't get Toxic. Stuff like that has really hindered my ability to just stall people, which is fine, but Gengar is going to be really good for us. He is a poison type, which means he gets 100% Toxic up, which is going to be really good. He probably will outspeed someone. He'll hit up a Toxic. He'll be sashed. He could do another hit. He could Destiny Bond. We have a lot of options for Gengar here. Now, when I drafted Gengar, I was really excited for what he can do for the team. Again, I wanted someone who could switch in on a fairy attack to negate it from a Roaring Moon, which is quite effective. But the problem is, if you see the Gengar stats, his statistics on HP and defenses are really low. So I thought, why not go grab another... Ooh, almost spoiled it. Why not go grab another poison or steel type to add to the party? And of course, since we already have a poison type, I went and grabbed a steel type, and it's one of my favorite steel types in the game. It's a heavy hitter, and that's Metagross. Now, Metagross is a steel and psychic type, which of course halves fairy type damage, and also has a bunch more resistances as well as psychic for the Gengar. So we have a quad ineffective Pokemon, as well as a completely immune Pokemon in Roaring Moon for the Gengar for protection. Insane attack, really good special attack too, just all around really good. Probably never going to run at special attack, but might catch someone off guard if they, focus a lot into defenses. And 70 speed is nothing to joke about, especially with the moves such as agility that it learns. I believe it learns agility. I don't see it here, but I'm pretty sure it does. It gets a priority move in Bullet Punch, as well as Meteor Mash, which will increase its attack. I believe it's a 30% chance, which could be really beneficial to us as well as Knockoff, as well as Sunny Day. I'm saying as well as a lot, but we all know Metagross. It's a literal tank, and I love Metagross so much, so that's basically a fan favorite pick that I chose. So we have a speedy Trickster / special attacker in Gengar, and then we have two heavy hitting offensive juggernauts on the attack side. And I wanted to grab a special attacking Mon. And this is in order of what I drafted for, obviously. I'll show the points in my total up top, hopefully. I'm terrible at editing. But I wanted something on the special attacking side, something that when it switches in, the person that I switch it in for is scared. I don't want it to be a setup Mon. I don't want it to be an outspeed Mon and get some damage off. I want this thing to come onto the field and the guy has to switch out or sack the Mon that he's in. And looking at this thing's stats, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, I think this is the option for me. So the ability Mind's Eye is kind of like Scrappy, where I could hit ghost types with my normal and fighting type moves, which is completely insane for this individual. Looking at the stats, half resistant to poison. I'm not here for any, bulkiness. I'm here for that 135 special attack and that 113 HP. I could throw an assault vest on this thing, get that special defense up, and I'm going to be wrecking havoc. We have Gengar, we have Roaring Moon, like 110, 119 speed. I wanted something fast, and I wanted a rapid spinner, and I wanted a switcher. And I was looking at the statistics of everything, and I saw the fastest Pokemon in the game. I didn't even know that. Again, I'm not really a Pokemon competitive person, but I chose Regieleki with an insane 200 base speed and 3 immunities, or 3 resistances, I should say. This was a no-brainer for me. It was only like 9 points of what I had, so it was definitely worth it. And I'm a big Reggie guy. I love Regirock, Registeel. Wink, wink in the future. And Transitioner makes him have power-up electric type moves. So he's going to be doing even more damage with his stab moves, which is insane. Now this thing is super quick, and it also gets extreme speed, which is absolutely amazing. As well, if I want to slow something down or paralyze it, it gets Thunder Wave, Electro Web. But of course, it also gets, where is it at? Where it at? It's Volt Switch. And of course, like I said, it learns Rapid Spin as well, which is going to be really beneficial for us. To continue our electric hype train, with the 7th pick in the draft, from my pick, I should say, I picked another electric type, and that is Galvantula. I picked up this Pokemon Due to Compound Eyes, which I really love for hitting those hard-hitting thunders with that base 97 special attack. Again, it's not great, but it's an all-around natured mon. 4 resistances as well, and it does give me a bug type just in case I do have to deal with Psychic, Grass, or Dark types. There we go. But the main thing that this thing does learn is Sticky Webs, which lowers speed, which will be very beneficial to my Metagross and my Ursaluna, and of course a couple mons that we'd be going over in a little bit. With accessibility to Bug Buzz, as well as being another switcher with Volt Switch, this is going to be really beneficial to our team. To add on to the powerhouse that I'm trying to build, I wanted more versatility in the stance of, you know, fainting or switching out and going into a mon that will again kill something or make it switch. Or if I need what's it called, priority moves, this thing's going to be killer for us. It is the Muscular Man of Gen 5, Conkeldurr. Now Conkeldurr is a fighting type that gets Iron Fist, Seer Force, and Guts, which are all 3 completely viable moves for this individual, which is amazing. With a base 140 attack as well as 105 HP, it's going to be able to live anything. Xfinity, I already have you. Get off my screen. We swap this in with a Scarf, a Band, an Assault Vest, and anything that it hits is going to take tremendous damage, even a Life Orb. Maybe a Banded priority Mach Punch might secure a kill. We'll do damage calcs on that information once we get there. Now I'm talking about Assault Vest here, HP that. Take delivering big hits, but I'm not really talking about receiving big hits. And the next individual that I did draft for our team, the FAIRFIELD FERROTHORNS, was Regirock. Now Regirock is of course an insanely defensive Pokemon if you didn't know already, as well as decent attack, decent HP, and then of course really good special defense too, to the perspective of that. Now Regirock is one of my Tera Captains, which means he's allowed to Terastallize, and I believe I chose Flying, Grass, and Rock as my Tera types, so that'll get rid of the weaknesses that he has, so he could be even more bulky with that flying ability, or if they have a really strong water type user that's going to demolish our Regirock, we could switch into a grass type to negate that damage. Now with my next pick, I was really happy to see this guy get back in with the DLC, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, coming from the Sun and Moon era, and we have not been able to receive it till this game. Thank you so much, DLC of Scarlet and Violet. You may look terrible, but you added some great mons. And that individual, ladies and gentlemen, is my little Minior. My little Starburst is on the FAIRFIELD FERROTHORNS. Shields down, insane defenses. Once it gets below half HP, it bursts and turns into an absolute speedy damage demon. And with Shell Smash as well as Substitute, and then any particular fighting move, maybe Acrobatics, since the white herb will be erased to give us our defenses back, that Acrobatics, Stab Acrobatics will be insane. As well as, of course, you know, Earthquake, if we wanna run it, not Rana want it. Holy crap, Mark. Power Gem as well. It's just a mixed attacker, so we could basically run it with anything we'd really want, which is going to be really helpful for us. Now, I've been talking about Trick Room a lot, and I've been talking about stalling and defensive mons that I used to like, and I'm actually going back to my old roots with this next mon, and that's actually Dusknoir, a ghost type Pokemon. He is one of my Tera Captains as well, so I can switch him from Ghost to, I believe, Dark and Steel, I believe I made it, or Fairy, something like that. But an overall really defensive mon, low base HP, but that's basically how they work. But again, really good attack, so if I could get a Shadow Sneak off if I need it or when I need it, that'd be really helpful. But of course, this individual does get Will-O-Wisp, which is really big for it, as well as Trick if I want to be that guy. And of course, Trick Room. Maybe I could live a hit. Something, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But get off a Trick Room, take a hit, have really low speed. I'd be able to hit back maybe with a Will-O-Wisp. They kill me. I go into Ursaluna. I go into Metagross, I go into frickin' Conkeldurr, and Regirock, and I start smacking people. That's the goal with this individual. Or if they have an insanely high attacking mon, I could burn it and basically negate it unless they have a status healing ability or Pokemon on their side. Now with my second to last pick in this draft, I was looking at what I had and what I needed, and I don't know why, but I think speed is such a big deal compared to stall. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to do terrible. I probably will be. but speed and priority was such an importance to me that I wanted to draft Weavile, but it was worth 17 points. So I said, why not grab the next best thing in Sneasel? And I think it was only like 8 points. So basically 9 points less than Weavile for basically just a little bit less attack and a little bit less speed. Insanely weak to fighting, but with those defenses and that HP, I'm not expecting to live any moves. This is basically just there to secure kills. And that's of course with Ice Shard, Fake Out. It's also a Terastallized Captain of mine, which gets Dark Ice and Normal. So we get a Stab Terastallized normal attack, or a Stab Ice Shard, or a Dark type move such as Knockoff. Something like that that'll help us take the edge off Pokemon and kill them if we outspeed or with that priority moves. And last but not least, with our final draft pick, we chose someone who's worth 3 points, and I just grabbed him because of his speed, honestly, and it's a Alolan Dugtrio. This goofy little bugger has no good abilities, but is really fast with 110 speed and 100 defense. HP defenses suck. We're not going to rely on that. We're going to rely on the speed if we ever use this little boy. But that essentially concludes our draft. On the screen right now, I will show everyone's draft up top right there. Let me know what you guys think if you guys made it this far. And the video should be coming up hopefully on Sunday or Monday. I'm working now, maybe Monday, definitely Monday. The video will be up Monday. I'll probably upload it every Monday, hopefully. We'll see though. But I'm not going to take too much of your time, and I'm not going to take too much of my time. But I'm really excited. And yeah, a lot more to come on the channel. UPA might be coming back. I'm actually making friends now, which is great, considering my update video was complaining about not really having anyone to be friends with besides Carlos and I, but we're making it do. But yeah, other than that, have a great rest of your day, you guys, and I'll speak to you very soon. Take care.